How's it going, everybody? Now that Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse has released into theaters, here's my quick little review on it. Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse, in my opinion, not only lived up to the hype, but also exceeded my expectations. The movie starts out with a 20-minute segment about Gwen's life, and we see more into her personal journey to becoming Spider-Gwen, or Spider-Woman. We also see where she is now, no longer having Miles in her life, and how much she misses him. We also get little hints about what's to come throughout the film. Our introduction to Miles in this movie is him being late to a meeting with his parents at the school due to typical Spider-Man reasons. Here's where we get our first introduction to Spot, who has a compelling story, and you almost feel bad for him because at this moment in time, he really isn't trying to be a bad guy. He's just trying to do what he can to survive since he lost his job. What I love most about this character is that his origin falls in line with the saying that every action has a consequence. And you'll know what I mean if you watch Across the Spiderverse right after watching Into the Spider-Verse. The specific action that has a consequence is still explained in the movie if you don't have time to watch both. This movie isn't about Miles trying to find his place like the first one. It is about Miles being somewhat stubborn in a way like most teenagers are and letting everyone around him know they no longer make decisions for him. It's his life and he'll live it how he wants to. The dynamic between him and his parents is relatable to most people because he does try to be the perfect son, but also recognizes the job and duty he has been given to as Spider-Man to protect New York. In moments where he wants to tell his family he is Spider-Man, you almost feel like Spider-Man yourself because the movie does such a great job at making you feel the emotional depth these characters are experiencing. This film to me started a lot like how No Way Home started, in that there's a lot of setup for what's to come, and in the middle of the movie when Miles visits the Spider Society, it really picks up its pace. Overall, I didn't feel like the pacing was all that bad, but you can certainly feel that it's almost a 2.5 hour long movie. The Spider Society scenes were awesome, and I can't wait until the DVD comes out because you could probably pause it every couple seconds. There'd be so much to digest and pick apart in the scenes. One of my favorite moments in this film is where Miguel, Spider-Man 2099, explains to Miles of something called a canon event. And these canon events are essentially the moments in where most Spider-Men become Spider-Man. And that moment is the death of a certain character, most of them being the police captain that's close to them. In this movie, Miles' dad is about to become captain, so he refuses to accept that his dad might die soon, and that's when all hell breaks loose within the Spider Society, because they are told to capture him. After a battle with Miguel and many of the Spider people, Miles sends himself back home, which is where the big twist in the movie comes. It was a twist I wasn't expecting, but was able to pick up quickly on. Earlier in the film, it is established that the spider that bit Miles wasn't from his Earth. So when he uses the Spider Society machine to go home, he ends up going to the home of where the spider that bit him was originally from. On this Earth, his dad does die, but because there was no spider to bite Peter or Miles in New York City, it is in constant chaos. And it's here that we get the reveal that Uncle Aaron, the Prowler from the first movie, is alive. But this Earth's version of the Prowler is none other than Miles himself. During this time, Gwen realizes that Miles is right to believe that he can stop these canon events from happening and hoping that it doesn't mess with any timelines. She then goes across the multiverse to gather some spider friends, and it ends with her and the gang going to look for Miles and says, "To be continued." This movie is so much fun, and the artistry is next level. There are so many moments where you can't help but just stare and admire at the thought and effort put into the animation. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. You not only see, but you also feel the tonal shifts in the story and in the characters too, due to the way they use all the different elements as an art form. It's really cool to see and experience. Both Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse have transcended animation, and I can't wait to see what they bring to Beyond the Spider-Verse next year. Be sure to check this movie out in theaters on a big screen so you can truly appreciate all the different styles of animation put into this film. This has been my quick review on Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and be sure to like and subscribe. I would love to do a watch party once this movie is out on DVD. Be sure to watch my updated and extended ranking of the entire Spider-Verse as well, and that's out now. Thanks for watching, and see you at the movies.